My oath for inner growth, you know it's never missing. Line me up with 1,000 niggas and tell the difference. And my soul, Lord knows I never sell to systems. Cause in this world right now, it's either hell or prison. It's either hell or prison. And I'm stuck in purgatory getting hella lifted. People look me in my face and say I'm hella gifted. Others look me in my face and say I'm heaven sent. I find it funny cause they haven't been to heaven yet. All they do is talk like David Letterman. And even if that's all they do, you think they let them in? I'll be out there on the front porch. Cause me and my niggas want so much more. So much more. Yeah, me and my niggas want so much more. So much more.
We only get one, you know.
We only get one life.
So please introduce yourself to the viewers watching.
What's up, everybody? My name is Phoenix J. I'm a poet, I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter. I'm just an overall creative. I have a vision, and I'm here to express that vision.
Absolutely. And with that, you know, we're just going to get it in. Singer, songwriter, poet, right? When I came across your page, those are definitely the three things that stood out to me the most. You know what I'm saying? When I came across Phoenix J and I was, you know, doing my research from what I've seen who Phoenix is, I'm like, yo, like this woman got it going on, and like it's nothing but talent. And you know, I've seen a couple of projects where you worked with my boy Nate. You know, that's my brother. So
right.
I
shout out to Nate.
Shout out to Nate for real. So when I seen that, you know, that just warmed my heart. Like I love, you know, because I love what Nate do. You know what I'm saying? And being that you was able to work with him and the music that y'all was making was very beautiful, very inspiring and motivating. I would say, oh man, got to interview her. Got to get on here, see what she's all about for real.
Yes, we made it happen. We here. Shout out to Nate.
Absolutely.
I know Nate a long time. Beautiful energy.
Beautiful energy. That you can't find that anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So for right now, while we get the interview started, I'm going to turn the comments off because it's blocking your face. You definitely need to see your face. So let's get definitely first. I want to talk about your poetry. You know what I'm saying? So I was going across your page and I came across the video. You know, you was in some sort of event venue. You was up there. You was doing your thing. You was killing it with the poetry. And
thank you.
I've been into poetry myself since like 5th or 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I, you know, take pride in. So I definitely want to get your views on that. When did you start doing poetry? What got you into it? What drives you? What motivates you?
I've been writing poetry for a long time. I officially started doing spoken word in the 7th grade. A girl came to my church. She performed spoken word. I was like, what is that? She told me, go home, look in the mirror, and start talking to yourself. She told me that. She told me, go home, start talking to yourself in the mirror. And it'll just come to you. She told me that. And I went home, I looked in the mirror, I'm just saying anything, words are just coming out, it sounded crazy. And then it just came to me. And that was when I wrote my first poem, Word. But I've been writing my whole life. I've always been into like writing stories. I was writing books when I was a kid. My aunt would publish them for me. But 7th grade was a special time because that's when I actually got up, and it was
that was that breakthrough year.
Yeah, it's something special about performing. You know, bringing that bringing the theatrics. You know. Bringing the cadence, bringing your individual swagger to the stage, like it changed my life literally.
Absolutely, don't get me wrong, because everybody speak. You know what I'm saying? We all got words that we want to say, but not a lot of people to put them together in a way that it'll move others, or other people be like, "Wow,
facts." Yo,
did she really just say that?
Also, some people will write fire shit. They just, for some reason, they don't have the courage to actually say it because it takes a lot to get up and actually share your work.
It is, and a lot of people have that, you know, that fear of just being on stage, everybody seeing them, everybody hearing their thoughts, because spoken words is just not necessarily random words that you just spit out, but you know, most of the time, I would say more than half the time, whether you just saying random words or you have thoughts on your mind that you put into sentences or whatever the case may be, it's a part of you, you know. It's your feelings. It's what you may be going through. Maybe just something you experienced that day, or something that's just been on your mind that you want to get out, because it's easy for you to get those thoughts out.
Mm. That's why it changed my life, because that was the most authentic thing I'd ever done at that age. Like, I literally put myself out there, and
Right.
people received it, and people were like, "That's fire," and I was just like, "Oh shit."
And how was that for you, putting yourself out there? Was it difficult at first, or did that just come naturally?
Honestly, I the girl who came to my church, she came a few times. Her name is Najita. She's like, I always just reference her as the person who birthed me, because she literally spoke life into me. She told me to go home and do something, and I did it. And now, not that she created me, but she inspired that in me. She saw it in me and she spoke it into me. So I'm always reverence her for that. But I'm sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought.
You good, do your thing.
She told me to do that. I went home, I did it. I came back the next week. I found her and I was like, yo, I need you to hear this. So I share it with her. And she is like, oh, people have to see this. She goes and gets the youth leader at the time. We were at my church. He hears it and he's like, he canceled everything. He brings me to the room. He shushes everybody up. He's like, you guys need to hear this. And for me, that, like I said, it changed my life, because it was literally like the first moment that I put myself out there, and everybody, people that were younger than me, people that were my age, people that were older than me,
right,
were affirming me in this thing. But honestly, I walked into that room ready because she told me it was fire.
Because it was fire. Yeah, you always.
And she was fire. You know, she was the one who inspired me. So for me, it was like, if she gave me the green light and she said, yo, I think this is fire, I had all the confidence I needed. I had all the confidence I needed. Word.
That's dope. And did you start off with poetry before you got into that singing, songwriting aspect, or was it all just kind of you got it all together at the same time? Like
I mean, the singing is really hard to pinpoint when it started, because I was in the church my whole life. Mom, give me 1 second. I'm so sorry.
You good. This is great, y'all. I'm gonna turn the comments back on real quick, y'all. I don't want to miss this. For all of y'all right now, I appreciate y'all. Shout out my boy. How you doing, bro?
Sorry.
What's going on?
So back to your question. It's hard to pinpoint when I started singing and getting involved in music, because I grew up in the church, I grew up in the choir, so I've been singing my whole life. I really wasn't super passionate about it back then, but I mean, if you grow up in a choir, you know, you kind of learn some kind of vocal training, you know. But music is just like such a big part of my life in general. Like, I listen to music, right? Everybody feels that way about music. I listen to music 99% of my day. Like, I'm always listening to music. I love music.
What's your go-to music? What type of genres you listen to on a daily?
Right now,
who's your favorite, like, right now, not all time, not growing up. Right now, who's your top artist and your genres that you listen to?
I want to say, as I've gotten older, I listen to much more alternative sounds, just because it's a mixing of genres.
Right.
You know, because I don't have a go-to genre. Like, it really depends on how I'm feeling. But that's the thing about a lot of the music today. It's very alternative. You have like hip hop beats with like soul records on top of hip hop beats. Like, you getting everything. So
yeah, that's when it gets real creative. And you know what? Now that we on the topic, shout out to Nate and Sunny again. Those were the people who put me onto alternative music. Because me personally, growing up, I listened to like a lot of rap music and that old school R&B. That Isley Brothers, that Al Green. But it all started with them. They put me on to Knowledge. at first.
Mm.
Yo, that just broadened my horizons. Yo, I love knowledge, Anderson Paak, just that
Love Anderson
alternative,
Paak.
it just hits so different, but you just
Mm.
gotta appreciate it because that type of music and a lot of it is just, beats and samples. Some of it, like, there's no real lyrics to it, but it's just still so moving and so, energetic.
Right. I would say my favorite genres of music. Soul music is like I can't live without soul music. I need my
Right.
Maxwell. I need my Eric Badu. I need my D'Angelo. I need my Jill Scott.
Absolutely.
Um, I would say my favorite artist of all time, and this is gonna sound so like cliche, but Michael Jackson. Like
You could never
I
go
grew
wrong
up,
with
I grew
that.
up listening to Michael Jackson. You know, my parents had the History VHS tapes. It was 2 tapes, and it had all his classic music videos, and we used to just run that back to back to back to back.
When you was a
So
kid, you had the Michael Jackson experience for the Wii.
you said what?
The Michael Jackson experience for the Wii. You plug it into the Wii. It came with the little shiny glove. You do all the dance moves with
Oh
the
no,
music.
see,
Like,
nah, I didn't have
oh, you
that.
missing out. That was the truth right there, yo. When that came out, all the Just Dances were irrelevant. I wanted to
Right.
dance like Mike. You know what I'm saying?
I can only imagine. No, yeah, he's one of my favorite artists of all time. Maxwell is actually one of my favorite artists of all time. I would say some of my more like favorite artists right now, Snow Allegra, Miguel. Miguel is
Fire.
please. Jasmine Sullivan, Frank Ocean. Um, yeah, I mean, it's really hard for me to say my favorites. I listen to so many artists, but all that to say, music has been a big part of my life forever, since as far back as I can remember. And I feel like the reason I tell people now that I'm just an overall creative is because I just really like to play with sound when it comes to singing,
Okay.
songwriting. Um, for me, I'm just really having fun, and that's why. And I know we're gonna bring this man up like 50 million times in this interview. Nate is my dog because he also is very experimental. Like he's just here to have a good time. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying? So it's
absolutely.
really easy to vibe with him. It's really easy to jump on his voices. It's really easy to vibe with him even in person, um, because it's like we're just being funny. We're just kind of manipulating sound. And for me, like my truth is always going to come out in my art, so I'm never worried about that. And I think that
Absolutely.
that's the number one ingredient in good art is truth, is
True.
honesty. You know?
Right, because and it's funny you say that because I'm gonna just compare that, to I would say rap music for now, at least modern day rap music, and just obviously music in general. But when you try to portray something that's nice, or you're trying to, you know, adapt to an image that doesn't suit you, the music starts to be off. It doesn't
Mm,
flow as well. You don't get that
mm,
same feeling.
yeah.
So when you're truthful to who you are and you are dedicated to your craft, I feel like that's when people really start to not only appreciate your music more, but it brings more of an audience in because it's authentic. It's
Mm,
something that they haven't necessarily heard before, or not something that they're used to, because just everybody's so unique in their own way. But a lot of people have a hard time of just putting that together and then putting it out there.
mm,
Like you
mm,
said, there's a lot of people that could write, but they don't want to put it out. You
right.
know what I'm saying? But I definitely think being truthful is a big part of that as well.
Right.
And when it comes to your poetry, I definitely seen some poetry on your page. I just want to ask you that are these your poems that you have put up there, or those are just things that you found that
No, yeah,
was here?
that's poetry that I've written. That's poetry that I've written. Um, I was writing a collection. I was starting a collection. It was called Coming Back Like a Phoenix. So many of those little like snippets are just pieces of them that I wanted to share. But I haven't even really started that.
Okay.
It's kind of something that I feel like was given to me. Like it's like I don't want to say like a vision of the future, but it's something that I know I'm going to write. I'm just not
Your
writing it right now.
destiny. Right.
Yeah, yeah. So coming back like a phoenix. That's gonna be my collection, and I think it's gonna be well anticipated when it does come out.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree. And I actually I had some poetry myself that I had lined up, but I never really thought about doing a collection. Like I'm not scared to put out my poetry, but that like you get to a certain point where it's like, do I want to put this out right now, or is this enough to put out right now, or
Mm, mm.
you just start second guessing
That's
yourself.
real. That's real.
Yeah,
That's
because
real.
me personally, when I started getting into that type of thing again, it was actually during quarantine, like when quarantine first happened, and I'm in the crib, I'm bored, there's nothing to do. Like this was when we was in official lockdown, and I came across this app, and it was called Daily Prompts, right? So it was an app, and they would give you a series of writing prompts, right? And you would just have to write to them, and everything was anonymous. Like you had anonymous name, and like people could like it, they could comment, you could save them, share them, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So I had came up, my little writer's name, my little stage name, and I would have all my writing prompts, but I noticed that a lot of my writing prompts I would end up writing in poetry form.
Mm.
Like I didn't intend to write poems. I didn't intend to be a poet.
It's like
Um,
free write.
yeah, like free writing, but I noticed that all of it was in poetry form. So
Mm.
that's when I kind of got excited. I was like, I haven't done this in so long, and it just felt good doing it again. Like for those who do not do this type of thing on the regular, that's just something that I would highly recommend because it just lets your emotions flow and you don't have to necessarily show anybody.
Facts.
Like it just gets your mind going. It gets your feelings off, like that tension out of you,
Mm.
and that's just so dope. So that's the poetry, that's the music and the songwriting. What else? What else? Tell the viewers right here. What else do you like to get yourself into? What else do you like to accomplish? What else do you stand for? And what does Phoenix J have up her sleeve that not a lot of people know about?
Oh boy. I mean, honestly, I haven't really shared a lot of music. Like, I haven't performed any of my music. Right before we went into lockdown, I performed for the first time in 3 years. So that video that you saw on my page, that was the first time I performed in 3 years, and it felt really good to be back on the stage. And I just kind of left that show. It wasn't even my show. It was my friend's show. It was like an open mic. I performed, but I left that. I left that night just kind of being really amped for future shows.
Right.
And I remember even when Nate came through earlier this year and we jammed out, I was like, "Oh, it's lit. We about to perform. I'm about to perform music. I'm about to perform poetry." And for me, it was really exciting because I haven't performed in a long time. Then everything locked down.
They just
So
ain't want to see you winning.
that was like a blessing and a curse because I told one of my homies, I'm like, I was ready, but I didn't really have a lot of material. Like
Okay.
I was ready with the energy. I was ready to put myself out there again. I was ready to vibe with people and connect with people and get on the stage, but I didn't really have a lot of material. So in lockdown, I've just been kind of working on that, writing, jamming out here in the crib, but this year was really a roller coaster. This year was really
It
wild.
was.
So I didn't
It,
I didn't produce as much material as I thought I was going to, but we still here. We still in lockdown. So that's really my short term goal as an artist is to just actually come up with like collections and like organized work. Have songs like full songs. They're done. They're mastered. They're mixed.
right.
Because I feel like I'm ready to go out and share that, but I need to actually work on having things to share.
Absolutely. Now,
Word.
with touching upon you not having things to share, are you more of when you put something out, you like to have it thought about and written out beforehand, or do you feel comfortable? Say, I'm like, all right, Phoenix, let me hear something right now. Will you be able to put something right now confidently off the top of your head?
I want to say yes and no to that. There are certain things that I could probably get on my computer right now and sing off the top. That would sound good. For me, I think I have been jamming a lot in my crib, just recording things off the dome or putting little things together, little snippets on Voicey. If you know what Voicey is, you know it's like 30 seconds. So it's, you don't have to really like come up with a lot of lyrics or
You
like
just
come
do
with a
something
lot of
quick.
stuff. You just do real quick. Now on to the next. Then you do that real quick. And that's kind of what I've been doing. So I could probably do it so it sounds nice, but it's not really long and it's not really complete. You know?
Right.
For me, I don't perform anything that I don't feel like is going to come out exactly how I want it to come out. And that just comes from like my days doing poetry. Like I never got on a stage and did a poem that I was not ready to do. I did that. I had to do that on 2 occasions, and both of those occasions, like, it was really not good. It was really ugly. It was really bad. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because so much of my ego is tied into, um, performing and just like my overall image as an artist, but
Okay.
if I mess up, if I choke,
Yeah.
that's not good. That's
I,
really not good.
and I feel like when you're not confident, I feel like that's damn near worse than having stage fright. At least if you got stage fright, you could go up there and
The
just
stage fright
whoop
sometimes
on.
is from not being ready.
Yeah,
It's like, damn,
exactly,
I don't feel
exactly.
confident in this. I don't really feel confident. So yeah, like I don't. I'm getting better. I think at um. I'm getting closer to a place where I'm ready to perform, because the thing about performing singing is that I'm I'm not what some people will call like a natural singer, and I don't really view myself as like a natural singer. Like I said, I grew up in a church. I learned what I learned there. I kind of mimic and copy, different vocal trends from like some of my favorite artists,
Okay.
Erykah Badu, Jasmine Sullivan. They have like certain riffs, or they have like signature, things that they do with their voice. I'll try to mimic that in my
In your
singing.
way, right?
It's
Okay.
still real. It's a real feeling, but I'm just really mimicking sounds and kind of just trying to like control my vocals. But that's not something that comes as naturally to me. So even with the jam sessions, when I linked up with Nate early this year, that was the first time I ever sang in front of another person, like
Really?
unrehearsed. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the first time I kind of just did it off the top,
Yeah.
like riffs and different things that are just really like kind of risque when you're not doing it rehearsed. Like you're,
Yeah.
it's really
But
coming
that's
out in the
good. It's
moment.
always good to have that person push you, get out your comfort zone, because you're not gonna succeed unless you get up out your comfort zone.
Right. So that's something that I'm working on. Just practicing by myself, just singing off the top. I'll record it, and if it's, if I'm singing something and I think it's fire, I have it recorded for later. I can always revisit it. Um, but yeah, that's the difference between singing and poetry for me. Is like singing it takes a lot more for me to like really
Right.
open up. Like it's got to be good. Poetry
Now,
is.
are you more independent, or do you not mind working with people here and there, or you lean more towards working with others, or whatever the case may be?
I guess for me, it really would depend on the other person.
Okay.
Like anything, you gotta kind of feel if there's chemistry there. You gotta feel if like you and that person um are on the same page. Like, because especially if you're freestyling, or you're doing a sound that's more free or open.
Right.
Um, because I'll say, even from my days doing poetry, what used to give me a little bit of anxiety and what I really didn't like was performing with others when I felt like I couldn't maintain the control of the performance.
Okay.
If you're performing with somebody and they're more so playing like the assistant in whatever sound or thing that you're putting out there, that's less pressure. But when it's equal, or when it's, like when it's like it's you and me, that makes me a
Yeah.
little uncomfortable, because it's like if you fuck it up and I can't control it. And I'm not saying that
Exactly.
that person will, but it's just an anxiety I have, because like I
You,
said, I'm kind
yeah.
of a perfectionist when it comes to certain things.
You
um
definitely have that more dominant aura. That like you're the lead, but you like to have the people behind your back. But that's all coming from knowing your worth and being confident in your work. You know what I'm saying? So
mm,
if you wasn't so happy with your work, or you was just doing it for fun, I would feel like you would lean more towards following somebody else. But when you
right.
strong, when you confident, when you got your game plan all worked out, it's like I'm the captain now. You know what I'm saying? But
The captain now.
but that's dope. That's so dope. Is there anybody else like that you got off the top of your head that you haven't worked with that you would really like to work with so far?
Like local artists?
Local, we could
Anyone?
talk big if there's just somebody you dream working with, somebody down the block you want to work with.
I will say, I mean, me, like, we've done things together, but we haven't officially come out with any records. So, I mean, me and Nate definitely have to, like, come out with records, entire album. I don't really
Nah,
know.
y'all can't.
We'll
do
find
single.
out.
Y'all two gotta come out with at least the EP. I need at least 4 to 12 to 35 songs from the both of y'all.
Yeah, it's like there is a specific sound that comes when the two of our sounds come together.
Right.
So I definitely feel like it may be a whole project. But um I would say off the top of my head, Lady Slim. I've been wanting to work with her for a minute actually. I'm always down to work with Yonkers artists. I don't know. I mean, I'm really trying to think of artists that I want to work with. I feel like for me, sometimes working with other people, it I don't want to say it takes away. I'll say I haven't had good experiences working with other people in relation to like losing my own voice or not contributing more to my own sound. Like
Okay.
working with, I feel like different sounds bring out something in you as a creative. So, for example, I remember in 2015, I slammed for New York in Brave New Voices, and everybody on my team was ill. Everybody. Nasty. And we would do a lot of group pieces, and I was in all the group pieces, but I remember that summer specifically because, like, I didn't write anything new for myself.
Okay.
Like, it was just so much easier for me to kind of, like, jump on other sounds or, like, other vibes or whatever word you want to put to that. Like, people are like, yo, we're going this way. I'm like, all right, I got something to add to that. Oh, I got something to add to that. And then it's like, I realized, like, oh, shit, I didn't write anything for myself. And then when I got home that summer, I remember I was, like, struggling to write for a minute.
Right. Has writer's block ever been a huge challenge for you, or is that something you might deal with, day to day at certain moments?
I will say for me, I've always written in the spur of the moment. I've always like put together my best pieces when I'm absolutely inspired. This is when I come up with my projects. It's just been the pattern since I was young. And sometimes it's very difficult for me to write under pressure.
And for you, what would that under pressure be? What are some things
like
that
right now, write about this. Like, I remember even about, in senior year of high school, like, getting ready to figure out where I wanted to go to college, and I was thinking about going to school for writing because I was so passionate about it. And I don't remember if it was the application or if it was some part of the application process, but I had to write about a specific thing. And I remember telling my dad, like, I don't want to write about that. And he's like, I don't think you should go to school for writing, because if you can't write in, like, a restriction or in a box that somebody gives you, like, you're not really a writer, or you're not really a good writer. And
that's the hard truth.
Well, maybe I'm not a good writer then. That's how I felt. That's how I felt when I was young.
Absolutely. That's, the truth be hurting sometimes, but it's all definitely making us better people. All right, Phoenix, I do have a question for you, and I've been
You have to take this off.
to ask, like, this is something, that stood out to me when I first came across your page.
What's that?
All right. What does your 11 signify? Um, if you don't mind me asking,
No, I
that was
don't.
that was definitely something
No,
I
I
was like,
don't.
that it was a fire tattoo, but I'm like, nah, there's way more meaning to that than what meets the eye. And seeing how you are as a person and what you do, I was like, there's got to be a deep down Narnia last book, hidden in the temple explanation for that.
I'm tired. No, I mean, it has, it definitely, the reason definitely has layers. Like, there's definitely, it can't just be, it's not just one thing. But,
Okay.
um, the number itself serves a lot of significance to me. Um, because of one, what it means, two, when it found me, like what period of life I kind of got into numerology, um and my overall recovery from codependency. My overall recovery from codependency. So let me get into that part first, because that's the most, I don't want to say confusing part, but
Okay.
I have had a long history with codependency. I think it's something that a lot of people are talking about now. I came across the concept in 2018 on November 11th. I remember I met Malawi, who has become a dear friend of mine. And I remember the night I met her, I had randomly, out of the blue, called up my homegirl Philly. Philly's from Yonkers. Shout out to Philly, amazing poet. I called her out of the blue and I said, yo, come to an open mic with me. Like, let's go to an open mic, right? She
Right.
said, I can't go with you. I can't go with you because I'm going to this art gallery opening. But you should come with me. So I was like, bet. Because I was just in the mood to experience art.
Right. To go
So,
somewhere.
haven't seen my homie in years. She pulls up in her car to pick me up. And in the backseat is Malawi, her cousin. So we get to the art gallery. The art gallery is not even happening. It got like rescheduled. Like we get there and all the lights are out. So we end up going back to her crib and we all end up hanging out. And I instantly connect with Malawi. And I remember being in her room and she had all of these astrology posters up and she had her sage burning and she had her incense burning and she had all these affirmations on her wall. Like, you know, I'm present. I acknowledge everyone around me. You know, I love myself. I have everything I need in my life right now. I'm reading all of this stuff on her wall, and I'm just like, what? You know, like who are you? You know, and she put me on to affirmations. She put me on to this book called Facing Love Addiction. I read the book. I cried while I read the book. I'm like, this literally could be like facing Tamara's life. What? It's my name, Tamara. And the next book was Facing Codependency. So when I read Codependency, I know I'm dragging this out right now. I'm reading Facing Codependency. And it's really speaking to me. So it's something that I really get into. Like, I read the entire book, I do all the journals, and I'm like, all right, I need to start the recovery process. So part of the recovery process is defining yourself.
Okay.
If that's how I could say it, defining yourself, finding qualities about you, like just really filling your cup filling your cup of self-worth, filling your cup of self-awareness.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and truly defining yourself so that you're not kind of just like blowing in the wind in life and letting everything around you define you. So how does that relate to the 11? So sorry, my son is like so hyped for Halloween right now. He got his Miles Spider-Man costume on all day. Yes. Did you get your fruit?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give me like 20 more minutes?
I just want to do all my school pictures.
Okay. Give me. Here, here's.
Don't be quiet.
Y'all still here? I'm gonna turn the comments back on. Y'all. Hi.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back.
Sorry. So how does this all, tie into the 11? So when I met this girl, I got into that, but she put me onto astrology, she put me onto numerology, and these were two things that like I just really was interested in. I don't like I don't I'm not gonna say they're huge parts of my spiritual beliefs, but they're things like I said that I'm just really interested in, and that they are things that I study. 11 happens to be my birth code and my destiny number. And that speaks to me just really as a reminder. 11 has been a significant number for me. It's popped up at many milestones in my life. I started performing poetry when I was 11 years old. And for me, it's not something that I'm superstitious about. Like if I see 1111 and I'm thinking about my ex, I'm not gonna pick up my phone and be like, let me call this toxic, nah, like it's not that deep, it's not something that necessarily rules over me, but it is something that serves as a very significant reminder that I'm going somewhere, and I'm going somewhere great.
Absolutely.
And again, when it came into my life, it changed me. It really changed me. Like all these things coupled together gave me a greater sense of who I am. And that changed me from the inside. I think even as an artist, like we're in an interview about art and about my art. As an artist, poetry and art in general was like the only thing that kept me going at some point in my life.
Right.
Like it almost became it was my self-esteem.
Right.
I had my son 4 years ago, and when I had my son, I like lost myself because I lost that. I wasn't performing anymore. I wasn't producing art anymore. I wasn't sharing, and I wasn't getting that recognition, and I lost myself. And I would say like January of this year is when I kind of started to really feel like I was stepping back into myself in a healthy way.
That's amazing. Better late than never.
For me, the 11 is just it's like a reminder of where I come from, and it's a reminder of where I'm going. My life path number is 8. The life path number pretty much serves as just a number that represents how you get to where you're going. I have the 8 tattooed on the back of my neck. Like these numbers are just significant to me because they really more so just remind me of those concepts. You know what I'm saying? Like the 11 just reminds me of destiny. The 11 just reminds me of coming from a place of uncertainty, chaos, and stepping into a place of like divine knowing. Like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. Every time I see 11, any 11s anywhere, I literally hear that in my head. Like, you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. Don't trip. You're exactly where you're supposed to be right now.
Don't trip. Phoenix J, poet, songwriter, singer, right? For the people tuned into this interview, they definitely hear how you have been going for yourself, how you are creatively dominant, and that you work really hard to perfect your craft. The viewers was telling me that they want to hear something from you right now. Whether it's a poem, whether you sing a little something.
I got you.
The viewers said they not going to be... Look, I'll turn on the comments. They told me. They've been asking me this whole time. They said they're not satisfied with this interview until they hear something from Phoenix J. So, with that being said, everybody here who want to hear something from Phoenix J, comment Phoenix J. Comment Phoenix J right now in the comments. They ready. This is...
Y'all is so funny. I got you right now.
Oh, it's going to go down.
I just need 5 minutes. All right, my question is this. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes.
My question is this. Am I singing or am I doing a poem? Look at me. I can't even talk right now.
Ooh, I think that's a hard decision. I'm gonna let the viewers decide right now, y'all. Do y'all want to hear a song? Do you want Phoenix to sing? Or do y'all want to hear some poetry? Am I starting? I'm starting. It's cool. Who wants to be right side up anyway? So y'all comment right now. Are we going for some poetry or we want to hear the vocals?
Surprise us. Nate, get out.
You know what? Being that Nate here, let's go for the vocals. Let's hear some of that. Let's hear the
Let's go
singing.
for the vocals. All right. Let me set it up. Let me come over here.
Oh, I'm hyped. I feel like I'm at a concert right now. And I'm sitting front row. Oh, they said both.
They said both. I'm tired. Okay, let's turn that off though.
Oh, she getting that mode. It's just hot. Oh yeah, I'm turning the comments off. Y'all gonna have to tune into this. Is that what all the magic happens on the daily?
This is where a lot of things happen. This is where I just spent 7 hours writing a paper. So I have mixed feelings about this desk. I don't even remember which one it is. Just have to bear with me. Give me 1 second.
I heard that. I'm excited. This is a lot of anticipation right here.
That's funny. All right, now, okay. All right. Let's hit it. Yo, I bet you Nate is cheesing right now.
I know he is.
He's funny. Alright. Is this too loud?
No, that's perfect.
Alright, good.
Going right side up.
When you look me in my eyes, you saturate my diet. My brain is scrambled fried. Ooh. When you look me in my eyes, you saturate my diet. My brain is scrambled fried. Ooh. Ooh. Is this too loud? When you look me in my eyes, you saturate my thighs. My brain is scrambled fried. Ooh. When you look me in my eyes, you saturate my thighs. My brain is scrambled fried. Ooh. Ooh. This is what's fucking me up right now. This is cut off.
Yo, I know y'all was hearing that.
Let me That's kind of rewind a little bit. I'm not even gonna hold you. Oh God. All right, this one is longer. Yes.
Yo, for real.
What's up?
Going back.
Yo, for real.
I don't know if you heard that.
Did
Did
I
I
hear
hear what?
it's
It's
echo?
echo.
It's echoing on you? It's echoing on my end?
Yeah. Oh man, that was amazing. So y'all tuning in right now, y'all just missed something.
I just need 1 second.
I feel like angels just spoke to me. Angels just oh, y'all talk to me in the comments. I can't speak that loud.
Okay.
You got one more for us?
I got.
Cause the viewers is loving it right now. I don't know if you was reading the comments, but
I was
everybody's jaws
not.
dropped.
I was not. Oh man, I'm a little irritated at that because at that last one because the background I recorded didn't get saved, so it was too short. It's only 7:58.
Oh, PM, yeah.
Wait, where you at? Where are you from?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm from New Orleans.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to New Orleans.
Really? You
Yeah.
should come down here. It's great.
I've always wanted to. It was actually I wanted to go this year for my birthday,
Wow.
but everything got locked down.
Nah, I'm lying on my ass right now. I'm from Yonkers too.
I'm tired. That's why you didn't show any enthusiasm when I
No,
was like,
yeah.
I always wanted to go there. He's
I
like,
heard you the
"Word, you
first
should
time. I
come
just
down
didn't want
here."
to. I know I wanted to tell you I was from. Yo, Patron, yo, shout out Patron watching right now. He do my hair cause my barber. Yo, top 5
Shout
barber in
out to
Yonkers.
him.
He's
Shout out
top
to
5
him.
barber in Yonkers, and he's not 5'4", 3 or 2. For real.
All right. So while we were trying to figure out the live, I actually just re-recorded that background.
You did.
So we in here.
And where'd you? I like that too. Where'd you find that from?
Where I found what?
That background, the beat that you were singing on before. Uh-oh.
That's me.
That was you?
Yeah, this is me.
Like,
I just did this when we were waiting to go live.
what?
Shout out to Brian.
Oh, you know Brian?
When you look me in my eye, you saturate my thigh. My brain is scrambled fried. Ooh. When you look me in my eyes, you saturate my thighs. My brain is scrambled fried. Ooh. Ooh. When you look me in my eyes.
Yo, you killing it right
When you
now.
look me in my eyes. When you look me in my eyes, oh my, oh my. So I actually told Nate after I did this, I was mad hype. Let me stop talking in this mic. I was mad hype because I'm like, bro, you're rubbing off on me. Because I never like made any, I never built upon my own vocals before. Like I've always like
Oh,
played my little
right,
beats
right, right.
on, the keyboard or whatever. So that was something, it literally just, I just was in my room, I'm folding my laundry, I'm like, boom, and it just sounded fire to me. So I recorded it on my voice notes. And then later I just added to it.
That's dope. That's dope. That's
But
dope.
I'm really excited
Have you
about
ever
this.
thought about signing with the label or going in that
Yo,
direction?
I'm gonna come up with a whole project and I'm gonna just send my shit out. You know the sound
Yo,
when you
you
send an
should.
email?
Huh?
I'm gonna just send
Mass
my shit
email.
out. I'm gonna just send it out to everybody. Yeah, I don't even, there is no particular label that I'm looking for. And I guess that, people might think like, oh, splat. I've never
Splat.
heard that, but I'm jacking that now.
Well, you never seen that
Um,
video with the little boy? So you got that splat.
Actually, I've seen that video, but I didn't know he
Yo,
was
we
saying
was about to
splat.
have a problem if you never seen that
I
video.
thought he was saying splash.
Nah, it wasn't enough on the end of that.
That's a fact. There wasn't. Now that I think about it.
Definitely. Yo, but if you was ever looking to, just sign a senior project out, that man, boss man Mike, yo, he's a vet. He a vet in this. And he's from YO, CEO, YO the label. Definitely,
Okay.
y'all should definitely, come together, make some music too. That man work. He good at what he do. I'm glad he jumped on the live now. You see, I'm
You're my
telling you,
next
he be
artist,
on it.
probably.
He be on it.
Listen, for me, I'm more so like the thing that I'm thinking about the most is performing. Like because I need to share my voice with people. Like I've never
Absolutely.
shared my vocals with people.
Yo,
So for
definitely.
me,
If you ever need a hype man, me and Nate in there. For real.
yeah, I can already see the similarities in y'all energy.
Yeah, definitely.
But shout
Definitely.
out to Nate, honestly, because we like the first time we linked up and
Nathan.
jammed, we laid down so many sounds. Like I'm not even gonna sing it. I'm gonna just play it for you. It's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna play it because we got polish it
Yeah,
up. We gotta put
listen,
it on the album.
yeah.
We can't be just I can't be
You
wild.
can't be
But
out here leaking music. What's wrong with
it
you?
was a vibe to say the least, and it really honestly opened me up to share, like really just being in the moment, like because that's the thing about poetry. It's performing poetry is something that I make sure is polished before I put it out there. So when I put it out there, I'm just kind of like I'm just I'm letting it out, and I'm more so feeling people's response. But when I'm singing, I'm like all in. I'm not really thinking about anything else. I'm like fully concentrated on it, and it's something more raw about singing. It's something more about like there not being a word, like it just being a sound. Like that's why I enjoy just singing like sounds more than I do actual lyrics. A lot of the times when I do my jam sessions, like I'm not actually saying anything. It's just like sounds are coming out, but it feels like it's lining up with my soul. Like, you know, I don't know. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's just
coming
something, you
it's
gotta
coming
relate.
straight out of me. Like
Yeah,
it's
absolutely. It's a feeling, you know. It's not an
yeah,
explanation.
yeah, yeah. It's coming straight out of me. So I'm excited to share that. I'm excited to share it live. Like I'm excited about this, like, you know, because
Definitely.
I don't go live and sing all my life, you know. Um, but yeah, yeah.
Yo, I'm telling, yo, work with that man. Work with,
I'm here for it all. I'm here for it all. DM me. Like honestly,
yeah,
I
y'all
love to work with people in
make the
Yonkers, and
magic happen.
I really love to work with people in Yonkers. Like
Yeah,
it's so
yo,
much
Mike
talent in
here
Yonkers.
Yonkers, here Yonkers native. He a vet at what he do. I got nothing but good. Actually, I don't know if you've seen it. The first interview I started doing this was with Mike. Watch that interview. Mike is a vet in this. Like Mike don't play no games, and he got a lot on his resume. So I definitely feel like y'all two together will come up with some art, like some
Mm.
put it up in the museum.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm really here for like I'm not gonna say I'm here for whatever, but I have worked with so many like particularly in Yonkers. Like I've worked with people that like I don't even necessarily like I wouldn't even necessarily say like our sounds go together. Like I'm just always here for a good collab though. I feel
Absolutely.
like if the energy's right, I'm here for it. Or I'm open to it, you know, like I'm gonna lend my ear.
Right. Absolutely, man. That was great. That was definitely great. Well, Phoenix, it was an absolute pleasure having
Same.
you on the live with me. You know, whenever you just want to reach out, make poetry, music, whatever the case may be, just talk, chill, inspire each other. Just let me know. It was great having you. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
real.
you.
And
Thank
from the
you.
viewers, thank
I
you.
had a great time. I know it was not interruptions. It's real life.
Nah, it's okay.
Can't make
This
this
is
up.
real life. We real. This ain't no big time interview session. You know, we real deal authentic. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I
Yes.
realize I said that a lot. I might get that tatted too.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I say that way too much.
You say what way too much?
You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
I'm about to get that
we
somewhere.
all got our phrases that we abuse.
Yo, that's definitely
We
one
all
of
have
them.
our phrases that we abuse. Um,
Absolutely.
Stay tuned. I'm a really get my discipline going
We want more
and
music.
produce songs
We want
and write
more
full
music.
lyrics, not just hooks. But
Do you
I'm
have
glad
anything on Apple Music now or
I
nothing?
do not. I have nothing.
Yo,
I have nothing right now.
stop the games, Phoenix. We want more music.
Heard it.
All
Noted.
right.
Noted.
Me and my unplugged mic wants to hear more music from you. But
I got you. Stay tuned.
absolutely, y'all stay tuned for Phoenix J. This is another episode of So Much More
So much
SWM.
more.
Why settle for less when you could have so much more? Shout
When
out
you can
Phoenix
have
J.
so much more.
Tell them
Wow.
about it. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Peace.
So much more. We got so much more. We got so much more. So much more.